I love nice, neat, new, clean white shirts. They feel so good. They feel good after about, or up to about 5 wears. Oh, shit. Alright. So, mental health. It's crazy. So, I was just talking with an individual, and it's crazy because the ones that always need the help don't want it. And the ones who just want it and don't need it get too much of it. So, and what I'm talking about is in reference to you see people that genuinely medications, people that have schizophrenia and like real severe manic bipolar, and they always want to stop taking their medications and stuff like that. And that's kind of the person that I'm dealing with right now. Is like they genuinely need the help. Like they think that they can survive without the medication. And every time this person goes off their medication, it's doesn't take very long before they start having episodes and all this stuff. And it's quite scary because this person, when they start to go into an episode, can be quite dangerous to not only themselves but to other people. And you see a lot of this. Like I've been in and out of the halls of Alcoholics Anonymous for a long time. I don't really much go anymore because I don't agree with the term alcoholic. I think it comes with negative connotations and stuff. And I honestly think it's a negative thing, and it like be calling myself dumb over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Anyway, there are people who have self-inflicted mental illness from years and years and years of illicit drug abuse, and it's a very, very serious thing. You start to deteriorate certain parts of the brain, and things start going wrong, and you try to tell this person because they've been brainwashed by this program. Oh, I don't need medications anymore. Medications they're bad for you. No, that's just if you abuse them. How's it going, Kenneth? Medications can be a good thing if they are not abused. Even alcohol can serve a purpose. It can be used as a disinfectant. It can be used as a painkiller. But it's hard because this person that I'm talking to has a sponsor in AA that has convinced them to get off the medications that they're on. And this person genuinely needs those medications. And it frustrates me because this little branch of Alcoholics Anonymous but doesn't believe in medications, and all doctors are lying. Now, I'm just as much as a conspiracy theorist as the rest, but I have met some good doctors that genuinely care about my health. If I'm overweight, they're going to tell me, hey, fatty, stop eating the corn dogs and ice cream. because I have been borderline diabetic before in my life, and you know, I've had doctors that give me that reality check, and I thank them for that because they saved my life. But this individual that's taken on responsibility for this person is, you don't need medications. Medications are just things that are pushed on you by the doctors that are just profitable for them. Well, no, maybe in some cases, yes, but some people, you know, genuinely need medicinal help. I also believe, I'm a firm believer that THC is a medicine as well. I'm a very firm believer in THC as a medicine. But when you tell me that you got a script for headaches, take some fucking ibuprofen, because you're really genuinely making it harder for the people that need THC, i.e., like cancer patients and you know, people with Parkinson's and stuff like that, to get said medications, because it's hard to take it seriously when you've got some stoner that goes, yeah, I work at a pizza factory, and I got like these little burns on my arm every now and then, and the only thing that helps is THC, bro. If you were to come to me as a self-respecting adult, and you were to just say, you know what, bro, I like to get high. I like to smoke. I like to smoke weed. I'd respect you a whole lot more, and you'd make it a lot easier for the people that genuinely need it. People with kidney problems, you know, people with cancer, people with Parkinson's disease, and so on and so forth. I know quite a few people that use what is it? It's the cannabinol oil, and they use it on their kids because the what is it? It's not Down syndrome, but I can't remember the name of it, but they'll rub the oil on their feet, and within minutes, these kids are level. But going back to my original point, talking about the mental health, it irks me when I see somebody talk somebody else out of the help that has been recommended to them by a doctor.
Off. It felt significant. Something terrible would happen there.
And like I said, you know, there's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad doctors, there's good and bad police officers, there's good and bad teachers, there's good and bad factory workers, there's good and bad in everything. And it's up to you to go and do the research. But don't sit here with no fucking medical degree and tell me that you're telling this person that needs to take their medication for schizophrenia that they don't need to take it.
I needed to find the key.
I don't know, it really bothered me. Because I was talking with this person this morning, and they were like, oh, well, my sponsor told me that, because I think they take, like, it's something called Klonopin. Sorry, my vitamin B.
I didn't have the key.
But because I kind of wanted to go back on touch on this subject too. I also want it to be known that I'm also a person that is not against more holistic like not necessarily medicines, but more holistic healing properties. You know, when I was younger, I had real bad problems with ADHD, and my doctor put me on a couple of different prescriptions, and it turned me into a zombie. And I found out later on that kids usually with ADHD, the best thing you can do for them, the best thing that you can do for them, it's not medications. It's getting them in an active sport. Getting something to get them to discipline and control that energy. Do you realize how unstoppable a kid with ADHD can be? Discipline their energy. Oh, they can be an unstoppable force. It's crazy. My son, my middle son, is a perfect example. This kid was a high-strung kid, always doing crazy shit. Like one year he was trying to see if he could jump from the entertainment center to the couch. Busted his leg open, right? And I know somebody out there is going to be like, why weren't you watching him? It's not that I wasn't watching him. It's just this kid was all over the fucking place, dude. He's like a goddamn pinball machine. And, you know, another time we used to have these really big steel frame bar stools that stood about 4.5 feet tall. You know, they like came up to here on me. They were like super fancy bar stools that were given to us by somebody, you know, to like spruce up our apartment a little bit. And I'm not joking. These things weighed about 45 pounds. They were, you know, steel framed, like solid steel framed bar stools. Super nice, super fancy. But my son, at around 3 years old, decided he was going to try to climb up the back of it. Well, he made it top heavy. And he somehow, when it started tipping, he got tangled up inside of it, and it fell back, and it landed on him. It split his forehead open, and it split the back of his head open. So I took him, I
couldn't get in.
filled the bathtub up with ice, and then I filled it with cold water, and I just went in there and I started dunking him to get the swelling to go down. And then I butterfly stitched his forehead closed in the back of his head. And I've actually got pictures of it. I mean, he had a goose egg and a half. You know, just normal, typical boy stuff. But he was always doing something like that. He's the one that we call, his nickname is Stitches. But he was always doing crazy shit. Always doing crazy shit. And we recently got him into football. Oh my God, like night and day this kid is. Well, I mean, he also got accepted into a gifted program, which probably didn't help his ego out any, because now he thinks he's smarter than everybody else. But football has really helped him to channel and focus his energy. So that's what I mean when I say that I'm a big fan of more, if you can go natural, more power to you. But there are some people where their medication is the solution, and I have to admit that. And it bugs me when I see people, because it really makes it hard for people that really truly do need help. I don't know why I'm rambling about this, you guys. I like the dude. I think he's funny. And I'm afraid that something bad is going to happen to him. You know, he's already been put in a position before where they were talking about 5150ing him.
I didn't have the key.
I don't have a key to any of this, dude. What the hell?
The plot board was empty again. I needed a new draft, back at the beginning, but closer to my goal.
What is that? There's an echo over here. Okay, let me see something. Where is the plot board? Increases maximum health by increases maximum. Restores 50% of max health when a new. Okay, restores 50 health for each second when using flashlight boost on hostile shadows. I kind of like that. Provides 10% chance to stun enemies on flashlight boost. Provides 25% chance to regain a flashlight charge on killing an enemy. I like that. Because I use the shit out of that. Okay, it provides 5% chance to not consume ammo when firing the revolver. I got a magic gun now. I got a magic gun. Woo! Increase knockback force of Allen's shotgun by 15%. Increase flare gun projectiles area effect by 25%. I like that one because I use the revolver a lot. So we're going to go with that. Okay, television. Okay, so um, you guys know I have a hard time with horror games, just not because they're scary or anything like that. Although I do have to admit, I gotta give it to this game. There have been a couple of good jump scares. I can't lie about that because there's been a couple times where it's caught me off guard, and you know what I mean? Like they got me. Gotcha, bitch. They got me. But I'm not used to this format. I've never really been in this format. Even Dead Space isn't this style of format, and I recognize this style of gameplay. I know what it's based off of and kind of where it started, but I'm just not really like familiar with the whole survival horror. Um, you got limited inventory type of shit. I'm more used to, hey, go kill this dragon and get a badass sword. That type of thing. Where you don't really have inventory space. So I've figured out that these games aren't just about the puzzles and the fight scenes. The inventory is a puzzle itself. Like you really have to figure out, am I really going to need my shotgun going through this next area? Am I really going to need 6 health packs going through this next area? Like, you can take as many health packs as your inventory will allow. The question is, are you going to need them? So that in itself is a puzzle right there. Also, this right here, too, is really throwing me off. This whole... Like, you're writing the book thing. Whoa!
The troop were busy building their own Wicker Man, where they themselves would be sacrificed. The prop room had been changed from room 104 to room 225.
Okay.
It was locked from the other side.
I was just gonna let you walk on by, motherfucker.
I needed to find the key. The ballroom would be the stage of a key scene in the play.
Okay. Shoebox. Actually, we can move that. Let's go ahead and organize this a little bit. All right. Okay. I shouldn't need that many flares. Um. There we go. Okay. That should be good. Alright, let's save.
I didn't have the key.
Where is room 101? Room 101. 101 is on the other side. I have the key now. So that means I'd have to go back around to the elevator. What room is this? 209. So I'm looking for the room 209 key. Well, let's see what's this way first. Can't open those doors. Okay, yeah, that was... Doesn't open from this side.
Hey, Tim. New map, huh?
Yep. Like, I've never been to New York, but I can tell you that this ain't it.
Let's go ahead and get all this information. I don't know if I necessarily have to hover over it to obtain the information to reflect back on later, but...
I heard you humming again.
Yeah, I can't get this song out of my head. It's a real earworm. I hear it in my dreams.
I know that song you keep humming. It's the theme from Night Springs.
That old sci-fi show?
Sci-fi horror anthology. I used to write for a long time ago.
Like, it sounds a bit weird, but I think the song is connected to Door. Or it's my subconscious telling me that this is all pretty out there.
Why is he sweating so bad? Isn't that supposed to be a rule, though, if you're in a dream, you can't sweat in your dream or something like that? Or maybe that was just some shit Total Recall made up. Yeah, I gotta activate the reactor. Alright, let's go ahead and save again really quick. Manual save. So, before we were using an internet company, it was like a local internet company because, well, okay, let me go back a little bit. So we used to live in this apartment complexes that's like a quarter of a mile away. We literally just moved right around the corner when we bought our house, okay? When we lived in the apartments, the only internet that you could get at the apartments was Xfinity Comcast. And for those of you that don't live in the States or maybe don't live on the West Coast, I don't know how far Xfinity Comcast goes, but that's like the local major. It used to be like the local cable company. Now it's like a major, like a corporate internet company, right? And the most that we could get was 25 megabits per second, right? My PlayStation never got that. My PlayStation would always get like 11 or 12 megabits per second when downloading and like 6 or 7 while uploading. For some reason, that just is the fastest internet that we could get. So when we moved literally across the street, and the neighborhood across the street, we were told we couldn't get Comcast because their service ended right at the road, and they wanted to charge us $88,000 to run Ethernet or fiber optics to our house. $88,000. That's how much they wanted to charge us because they wanted to go around our entire neighborhood and then come in through our neighborhood and come over to our house, right? And then on top of it, they wanted to use our internet to supply the rest of the neighborhood and the surrounding area. I told them, suck a dick. You're not going to charge me $88,000 just so you can go and give internet to everybody else. And everybody else in our neighborhood wanted access to internet, but they didn't want to help pay for it. And I was like, dude, there's easily 100 of us. If we all chipped in $1,000, I mean, there's easily 100 houses in our neighborhood. It's a pretty big neighborhood. I was like, even if there was only 50 of us, if all of us chipped in $2,000, we could all get real internet. And I know there's some people out there like, oh yeah, just tip in $2,000, but we're homeowners. You know what I mean? When you are a homeowner, I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, but there's, I think, 89 of us that lived in the neighborhood at the time. I think there's 120 of us that live in the neighborhood now because quite a few houses have been built since we first tried to get Comcast. Okay, so the max that Comcast Xfinity was offering was 13 on the download and about 5 to 6 on the upload, right? Okay, we got another local internet company. It was the only internet company that would provide us with actual internet. There was another company called HughesNet, but the kid that came out, he was a young kid, fucking super cool. You know, I wish I could give this kid a commendation, but he was like, he saw all the shit that I had set up, and he was like, bro, honestly, he was a young kid too, like 19, 20 years old, and at the time I was like 35, 36, something like that. He was like, you know, I was, you know, thinking that you were going to probably do some older guy shit with it. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you know, well, I'm 19, you know, we stream and game and all that shit. And I was like, yeah, I know. I do too. And when he walked in the house, he was like, oh shit, you do. And, what's up, Noah? And he was like, already, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not hooking up shit in your house. And I was like, wait, why? And I thought he was being hella rude at first. And he was like, our internet is garbage, bro. And he was like, please don't go tell my bosses I said this, but I am not going to do that to you. You've been hella cool to me. You know, you've been super nice, you know, inviting me into your home and all this shit. I'm not going to do this to you. And I was like, what do you mean do this to me? What are you talking about? It's internet, right? Hang on. Okay, so now all you got to do is turn the PlayStation Portal on. Give me 1 second, you guys. Give me 1 second. We're testing the portal because we got new internet. This is the reason why I'm telling you guys the story. Hold on.
Did you already connect it to this?
Yeah. All you have to do is turn them both on.
Okay. I'm turning this big thing on. Alright.
Alright.
It says data usage is not available at this time.
Just give it a minute.
Your PlayStation thing's not on either.
You got to hold the button until it clicks on.
It was on. Well, it had the PlayStation thing going. But
Okay, now up in the top left-hand corner by the left analog, you'll see like a little PlayStation button. Push that. When it turns on, push that.
Oh. Now this stupid thing turned off. Oh, there it goes.
Is it on?
It has the PlayStation sign on it.
Okay, now there will be prompts on the screen. Okay, so where was I at? Okay, Internet wanted to charge us $88,000. Xfinity only offered us 25 megabits per second, and then so we got the local internet. After HughesNet told us that they weren't going to hook us up because the dude was like, "You're not even going to be able to check your emails. Like it's that bad. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm sorry. You guys are going to have to find a different option because I'm not going to screw you over like that." And I commended him for that. That was amazing. Okay, so then we finally get a hold of this company, and they come out and they search all kind of everywhere on our house to try to give us internet. And the dude looked for like 15 minutes and he was like, "Sorry, no can do, can't get you internet." So we got these jetpack things from Verizon. It was like a little device that had high speed data on it, and it only had 15 gigabytes per, or gigabytes per card, or yeah, 15 gigabytes per card. And we had like 4 or 5 cards, right? It was enough to play games on. I couldn't download anything, but I could play games all I wanted. So then we go and like 3 or 4 months goes by, and every time I need to download something, we drive up to my mother-in-law's and we use her internet, and I download a bunch of stuff, and then we bring everything back down the hill. I'm working one day, and one of the dudes from the last company that had come to our house came into my store every day, and I asked him a question. I was like, "Hey, do you guys have a new tower up in this neighborhood yet?" And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, a guy came out to our house, got up on top of our house, and said that they were in the process of building a new tower. And he was like, "We're not building a new tower. You don't need one." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "You live in this neighborhood. I've installed houses in that neighborhood. Let me come out to your house." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Because I always gave him like free coffee and shit. And he came over to my house, and this dude told me, he was like, "Why was he on top of your house?" And I was like, I don't know. That's just what he did. He just got on top of the house and said that because of where my house is placed, he couldn't reach the tower. And he was like, "Dude, the house next to you has CalNet." And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, there's their CalNet satellite right there. CalNet was our company. And I was like, so, like, what's the issue? And he was like, hold on. And he did tell me, because my house is built in a weird position where the mountain goes kind of around us like that, that it did block our signal. But this dude scoured our property for 6 hours. 6 hours. And he found a signal. And he said, congratulations, I got you guys a signal. And we're going to get you internet. It's, he said, a good marker is at least between 55 and 75%. You guys are at 68, you'll get a really great signal. And that's the type of internet that we've been using for the past 3 years. And it worked good enough. It did the job. You know, there were some things that we couldn't do, but it was a whole hell of a lot better than the alternative. So for 3 years, we've been using this. And I averaged, so my download, I averaged probably 8 or 9 megabits per second, right? The upload, well, I averaged anywhere from 5 to 9 megabits per second on the download. On the upload, we got around 0.3 to 3.1. It fluctuated depending on the time of day and how many people were using the internet and all that. So the guy that I usually call that comes and helps me, fixes my computer for me. Last time he came over, he was like, dude, you guys should really try Verizon Home. He was like, your guys' Verizon signal is excellent here. And I was like, what's that? And he said, it's Verizon Home Internet. He was like, I have it, and it works amazing. So that was a couple months ago, and finally we got the time. My wife went over there, and she picked up the box yesterday. It's a little white box. It's like 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches. And we just plugged it in and put it by the window. The internet that we were getting before, the only internet that we could get, remember, between 5 and 9 megabits per second on the download, between 0.3 and 3.1 on the upload. And that was testing it from my PlayStation. That was what my PlayStation would tell me I was getting. I plug in my PlayStation to this thing, and I turned it on. The upload, or the download, 45.8 megabits per second. Holy shit. The upload, 7.9 megabits per second. That is faster than the corporate internet, almost twice as fast as the corporate internet that we were getting before in the apartment complex. Our internet is better now than when we had the major corporation Xfinity Comcast. So anyways, I'm trying to test the PlayStation Portal now. Give your friend back his phone. I'm hoping I'm going to go through and I'm going to retest the PlayStation Portal to see if I can get it to work. Because the recommended remote play, or the recommended, is 5 megabits per second. And I was topping out at 3.1 on the upload. So we're going to see. That's where I just came out of. Okay, I'm in the ballroom now. I'm guessing I'm supposed to change the environment because I'm not seeing anything available to me here. Maybe... Can I go behind the bar? Is there something behind the bar? There's either wine or blood on the ground. Okay, let's try to change the environment. We're in the ballroom.
My writing was affecting reality.
Something's about to go down.
The cult in the play was called the Cult of the Tree. With their deer masks, they were the backwoods echo of the cult of the words urban horror.
Rehearsal in room 202 has been moved from 219. Rehearsal in room... Oh, my nose is itchy. Pre-show ritual. Thursday, October 24th and October 22nd. Remember, hit your marks, keep your masks on, and make it weird. Okay. Dude, it's crazy. And I do think that this is genius by the creators. I genuinely feel like I keep seeing things out of the corner of my eyes. Am I supposed to sit down somewhere? Maybe go behind the bar? Is there something behind the bar? Is there an exit over here? There is... Oh, there is. Oh, but it's the same exit. There's no prompts or anything. There's no... Let me see. Well, what's new on the map? Da, 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 da. There's something right behind me. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Alright, let's go back to the plot board. I don't... Maybe I have to go... Oh, wait, let me go to these rooms. What rooms were they? Room 202. Where is room 202? 202 is back down the hallway past room 209. Okay. Let's turn off the flashlight. Okay, which way am I going? Okay, we need to go this way. Nope. Okay, this should be room 202.
It could not be opened on the side.
What the hell? That must be like a closet or something. Okay, what's the plot board say? Okay, I have the ballroom, the final scene, and the entrance hall so far. Alright. So, it's nothing to change here.
Night Springs, a special place, a shifting space, existing in a countless number of parallel realities. Sometimes a quaint small town, sometimes a hulking metropolis. Different every time we set upon the road that leads us there. And yet, like a half-remembered echo of a fading dream, always familiar to us. These are the stories that take place there. Awe-inspiring, macabre, terrifying, heartbreaking, nail-biting, absurd, and thrilling. Sometimes all of these things at once. A haunting new season of mind-bending episodes written by Alan Wake. I am your host, Orland Orr, and I will see you soon in Night Springs.
Night Springs. Oh, shit. What? Just set him down.
I'm going to beat them.
Hey. Expand Alan's inventory by 1 row. I need magic pocket, dude. Because I need signal flares. You know what? Where's the nearest? Hey. Uh... Okay. What room was I trying to get to? I was trying to get to room 202.
This is where they gathered before the play. This is where it began. Another vision. Another idea.
Why set up a play in a hotel? Why this hotel?
Because the rent is cheap? No. The ocean view was perfect for this. It's said to be haunted. Dark stories about murder, death, suicide. Supposedly, an actual cult once performed an unspeakable ritual to summon something in the ballroom. Did we summon the same thing? Tapped into something horrifying? It seemed like it was part of the play, but it wasn't. Does that sound crazy?
You don't want to ask me about crazy, kid.
A haunted hotel. Yes. That's a trope for a reason.
Okay. Wake. Other wake. Okay, okay. Find the murder site at the hotel. Perform the summoning in the ballroom. Let's go back to the ballroom. Okay, we are in the barroom. Let's go to the plot board. Oh, shit.
It's getting real, all right. I recognized my writer's room on the stage. I almost dreaded the ideas this would conjure up.
Nice set you got here. What was the scene in this room?
Well, this is what we call the writer's room. In the play, it's where the devil rewrites reality whilst God is asleep. The devil was our star role. I got a big-time celebrity to play him, and he was method acting the role to perfection. He never broke character, always wore the coat mask. His name was scratched out on the posters.
And who was this mystery celebrity? Let me guess. Alan Wake?
I wish I could tell you, but turns out there were masks upon masks. Whoever he really was, shit got weird when he was around. Some of the crew joked that we'd actually hired the devil to play himself.
Mr. Scratch is the devil. He was born to play the role.
I had to agree with Casey on that.
Dude, reload! Okay, so let's actually go back in here. Let me make sure there isn't any other scenes.
The story was affecting the scene.
I am lost in the dark.
This thread would create something terrible in the scene. But it's what the story needed.
Okay, so I'm starting to understand the concept of this game a little. See where I am.
This was not the ritual murder site I was looking for. This had just been an appetizer before the main course.
Okay. So we went to the rehearsal room, we went to the ballroom, now we need to go to the entrance hall. How do I get back down? Okay, let's go over to the entrance hall. Yes. Okay, let's go into the entrance hall. Plot board.
The plot changes shape the world around me, layers upon layers. A play about a murder cult, infiltrated by a real murder cult.
Hmm.
Wake.
The devil's path up the staircase was draped in blood.
Jacob's friend is coming over in like 10 minutes. To see his girlfriend. He told me to keep the door open. I'll be upstairs, like morning.
All right.
Wake.
I need to get that extra inventory leveled up. It's driving me nuts not having that extra inventory space. It's nice to be able to carry around all the stuff that you need, or to be able to use the maximum ammo capacity. Okay, so we need to get to the end of the scene, which is where? It's a final scene. So I'm assuming it's down this right here. Oh no, God no. That's totally going the wrong way. Maybe. Okay, the final scene is this way. Why don't none of these doors open? Final scene, pre-show ritual. 104 to 225 for later use in ballroom play. Well, let's go look around. Can't open that door, can't open that door, can't open that door. And that's just going... Well, let's look at the map really quick. Where am I headed to? Okay, so I need to go back over here. Move these props to room 225 for Sit in the ballroom, play. Okay, let's go with The Haunted.
The plot changed the details of the world.
I need to get to... Okay, these rooms do not lead back around. Let's go with the plot board. Let's try the devil.
The devil walked through the hotel, dragging the whole place to hell with him. I felt the presence of a new idea here.
As Mr. that's who the actor playing the devil was, had stayed in the hotel. Asking around at reception got me a room number. 666. He had requested that room, specifically. The devil had a sense of humor. Or he really didn't. It was funny either way. According to the director, the actor hadn't mingled with the rest of the cast. He had only come out for the play. And always in character.
Scratch had been there. I could sense his presence lingering in the room. I was about to have another killer idea.
Okay. Let's talk about the murder victim. The lady who was killed in the climax of the play.
The leading lady. Well, it was an honor to get to work with her. A grand dame for sure. She went back a long time. Kept insisting she had seen the long-lost original script of the play. She'd been with this mysterious writer, his muse. That was her role in the play. The muse.
She was staying in room 108, where the murder happened.
The set of the final scene, right. The devil comes, an unstoppable force crashing through the hotel from each scene, executed with devastating mastery. And all leading up to him meeting his muse. It turns out he knew her. He had only joined the play to get to her.
To murder her.
You again. The dark presence had come for me. Drawn to the story I was writing as it grew darker.
Okay.
The Muse was the murder victim. The final scene took place in room 108.
Room 108 is on the second. Oh no.
Wake.
The scene here had changed.
Lost on the shore between the forest and the ocean, the owl and the deer reflected in motion. In his room he will hurt her, in hers he is caught. His story ends, her story does not. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you are gone.
This was the murder site. There was a record at the bottom of the bathtub, beneath the body. Somehow it was important. Another step. Somehow I was closer to home. Closer than ever before. It's you again. The FBI agent. Saga Anderson. I'm closer now. I can feel it. You helped me get closer to escaping.
Wake. Are you still trapped? We have the clicker. We can feel it.
You know about the clicker. It can help us. I destroyed the dark presence with it last time. You can help. You can find it. You must find it.
I can get it to you. I have to understand. Did you write the story?
Alice is in danger. I have to stop Scratch. I have to find Return. I need to get back to my apartment. I'm writing a story to get through. Initiation. It's the only way.
The story. You can do that. You can write out.
It lasted only for a moment, like two planets passing in orbit. Saga Anderson was helping me go deeper, closer to escape. Somehow, I had to trust her. Parliament Tower. I had to get back to my apartment, my study. I had to find the manuscript of return.
End of part. Alright. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. We're going to go. We need to go find a save room, which should be straight ahead and around the corner. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go. I got some stuff I gotta do around the house, as it is Sunday and it's nice and sunny. But I'll be back. I'm gonna try to hop into the last phase. The last faith. We've got to get some Armored Core done, and then we'll hop back into Alan Wake too. So with that being said, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.